Sunday. This is the game I went over to watch over in Melbourne. It was St Kilda versus Port, 8-12-60 to 8-14-62. Port get the chocolates at the end. What can I say, man? It was a hard watch. Look, I sat there optimistic that we should beat St Kilda, and we thought, should be by a big margin. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think we were gonna be by a big margin. I thought we were gonna just scrap what you see in that score. That's what I thought we were gonna get, right? And it's exactly what happened. So it was a weird game. It was just, I can't even. I mean, the only, I could. There was improvements in players from last week. I did like. Finlayson was, he was chasing. I saw that. He was chasing, he was harassing. He was playing a lot better than he did last week. Last week, he wasn't even chasing at all. So, I did see an improvement. I did like the back line without Radigalia. However, our skills are still deplorable. They're, not good enough. I know that people say, Ross Lyon's St Kilda team, makes you play this slow style, but we had chances to score. We could have kicked a big score. When you're always leading up on the boundary, not from the front, you're playing that style, and you're always getting shots from the boundary. We had maybe how many shots do you reckon, King? We had 12 shots, I reckon, from the boundary.
Pretty much,
and all missed. You know what I mean? So we had opportunity. They had opportunities to kick a score, and they didn't. So it was a weird feeling. I thought Jason Horne-Francis, probably one of his best games he's played this year. He really stood out. Like, he was above the whole rest of both teams. Well, he was just above them. So he was really good. He stood out. Butters was okay at times, but held. He was tagged as well. Connor Rosie he's still not the he was better than last week, but nowhere near that, his form that we saw in the start of the season. Our forward line is, a bit of, it's hard to read. They just, we had Lord in there, he's still coming back from an injury. His timing's a bit off with his leads. But I thought Narkle did well for us. He took a few marks, had a few shots. Yeah, he did miss a few, but at least he presented, and he looked good, actually, Narkle. Backline, Zerk Thatcher. I thought Zerk Thatcher was probably one of his best games he's played. Max King just couldn't do anything. He was on him like a glove and played him really well. So I'm going to give Zerk Thatcher some props there. They look better without Radigalia, as I said. They just I don't know why they look like a better defense. So quick mention to Logan Evans, scored his first goal. No one could score a goal. This kid goes back. He intercepts a ball coming out of defence for St Kilda and goes back, slots it. I mean, second game to do that. Congratulations, man. Awesome. And also, we did have a first gamer play, Will Lorenz. He was not too bad. He came on for Todd Marshall. He's got a bit of an injury. Todd Marshall was shocking as well. No fight, no nothing.
He's injured now, isn't he?
But I think he's being tested this week. He'll probably come back in. But guys like Marshall, guys like I thought Georgiades tried, but he's not a big forward. We need someone big down there, man. I know people don't like Charlie Dixon, and I know people think he's shit, but he's a presence down there, man. And when he's in there, he the other guys fire. But I just don't see. We're missing someone that's big in there that can crash packs, and we just don't have that player at the moment. So,
what about Lockie Jones?
Lockie Jones, look, he was all right, but he wasn't great. Like, there was a lot of turnovers he did, but as my mate, we're talking to my mate Donnie, he goes, he's got that mongrel about him. That's what's probably only good about him, but he's injured now anyway, so he's out for a couple of weeks now. So, look, let me just talk to you about the end. I was sitting there like this, and it was 2 points up. Georgiades had the ball, 25 minutes on the clock. Siren goes, and I'm like, what? Is it finished? Like, normally, after a close game, you're like, excited, Mate, I did not have that feeling. It was so flat. It was such a flat feeling. And it was weird. Real weird feeling for me. I've never experienced that where you're not excited for the team that's just, for your team that just won. I don't know why. I think because the week before, they just ripped our hearts out, right? And then gave it to us. Like, that's what they did to us last week as supporters. And to go there and play a game like that, like they did, like scrappy, shitty game, it was hard to accept. Hey, am I happy with a win? Yes, but did it feel like a win? No, it didn't feel like a win. It felt like a loss or a draw. Just felt like it was just like, oh, okay, that's it. Okay, let's go home now. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, weird, very weird for me. But it is what it is. This week it's a big test. Hinkley was crying. Look, I feel for Hinkley. I do. I like Hinkley. I like you, Ken. I do like you. I still think your time is done. I really do. And I don't think crying's going to save you at all, man, for what I think. But look, I could be wrong, man. I could be wrong. He could take us to a grand final tomorrow. I don't know. I hope he does. But it's our form is really bad. So, not to, St Kilda are a very average team, and to not put them away easily is concerning. So, but it is what it is. A win's a win, so you got to just take it and move on, I guess. But King of the North, you sat there next to me, just laughing with me. What do you think, man?
Well, we've got to mention you mentioned nearly every player, so I'll just mention Boki as well. So Boki tried his best and wasn't. And Ollie Wines was out there as well. So yeah, I don't know. It was a tough watch, wasn't it? So yeah, he tried, and they just can't get momentum. There was probably 4 players in Port who were just trying their hardest to get the team going, but they just can't get the team going. So last week I said, and I mentioned this when we were at the game, like last week it was the backs that were the problem. This week it's the forwards. Finlayson was better. He was more accurate. He went okay. But yeah, you just got to have small forwards or big forwards who can kick goals. But yeah, they seem to. They're not using the corridor. They're going up the wing and they're kicking from out on the wing and trying to kick goals from out there, which isn't working. So, yeah, got the win, but heaps of work to do, I think.
They could have easily lost that game too. That's the scary thing.
Could have.
It would have been interesting. Like if they had lost that game, it would have been very interesting to see what happened with Ken Hinkley. Would have been very interesting, but he lives to fight another.
St Kilda have come out and been able to play a quarter where they can win or they go well, but they just weren't up to it either. So yeah,
it was a shit game. Like both teams were just terrible. But
yeah,
Jake Crom, did you watch this one?
Bits of it, yeah. Bit of a scrappy affair. It's hard to see what direction Port are going. Like they're going up into that sort of premiership window, or they're sort of fading away from that premiership window, going to a bit of mediocrity for a while. But I don't know, man. Port needed, I don't know, they don't look good, unfortunately for Chris. But look, they got the win. And I see how you can feel like it felt like a bit of a loss because it was an ugly win. But yeah, look, man, you just I don't know, like it's just not clicking at all for Port at the moment. I don't know, just movement or whatever. But yeah, look, they could bounce back. They could fall down the ladder more. Right now, I don't think they're going to make the 8. But I'm not saying that as a hatred thing. I just can't see them the way they're playing with the amount of teams that are vying for the 8th spot this year. So, yeah. And Saints, they're just St Kilda. They're just yes. And, yeah, That's it.
We're missing a lot of grunt in that forward line. Rioli comes back this week, so that does help a little bit. And I thought, not having Sam Pepper there. I know that he's not the best player or whatever, but he's a grunt player, and not having him in that forward line as a grunt, that hard player that's going to lock it in there. I think we struggle. So yeah, it just goes to show depth is not as good as we thought. But it is what it is. But Johnny Carlton, give us your thoughts, man.
We're not going to say much. I didn't watch this game at all, so I don't know what happened. But I saw there was a umpire problem where Port Adelaide ruckman was on the feet, and he gave it back to his mate trying to get up, and they gave it a free kick like they did to the Freo Collingwood game. So that was a bit bizarre. Stupid decisions, that is. But look, I told you, Chris Lee, last week. I was like, mate, you're gonna go there, have a bit of confidence. Hopefully, you did. But yeah, look, you got the win. You're in the 8. Just look at the positives, I reckon. You're not out of there yet. You're still fighting, so you can hold on and make finals. I reckon that's a bonus. But yeah, it's, as I said, tough. It looks like it was a tough game, very low scoring game too. So yeah, hopefully Port can now start something now with that win and get it under their belt and start winning games that matters, and starts at home this week as well. So
yeah, 100%. Just quick shout out to Marvel Stadium. I thought great stadium to watch footy. I love watching footy there. Like, you can see at Adelaide Oval, you can sit there, you can see a lot, but you can't sometimes see very far away. Where there, you can see everything. And yeah, it's such a cool stadium. I really like Marvel Stadium. Really cool stadium. So